Hi everyone! Today we're making really delicious keto vegan energy bars that you can take anywhere with you. So before we move on to the recipe, I just want to say a big thank you for those of you who have watched my last videos regarding me making the life-changing decision, moving on to a new path. Particularly those of you who have commented and shared your thoughts and your life stories. I read every single comment and I'm really grateful. So thank you so much. And the way I kind of sense that many of you are in a very similar situation in terms of pondering upon your life and the things you do and so-called jobs that we do, what it does for you as a human being, but also what it does for others in terms of contribution to the world. Through sharing my own thoughts and my own stories, perhaps in a way can help some of you to clarify your own thoughts and notice there are signs and signals we've been receiving, what intuitions has been telling us. So if in any way the video was helpful, then it was all worth it. And I'll keep you updated on my progress. And I'm not leaving you, I'm not leaving the channel. I'll continue to create content, to share my thoughts and share my recipes with you. So hopefully we can use this channel to continue to support each other on our way to go where we need to go and achieve our potentials. So thank you so much. And back to the recipe. So on a daily basis, I'll walk around with a bag of nuts in my bag. If I'm a little bit peckish or I'm stuck somewhere that I have no suitable food to eat, then I'll just snack on the nuts and instantly I'm full of energy. But another thing I've been carrying with me quite a lot recently is these energy bars we're going to make today. They're high in fat and nutrition. It's nut-based, so you can improvise whatever you add in there. But even better, we're going to combine the nuts with coconut oil, nut butter, cacao powder, and turn it into an amazing energy boosting snack that you could carry with you wherever you go. And the best of all, no baking required. So let me show you how to do it. So the ingredients you need. So for the foundation of an energy bar, the first thing we need is some ground almonds. So this is the coarsest variety of almond flour you can get. So it's normally called almond meal or ground almond. So this is literally almond being ground coarsely into powder form. So you can probably ground it yourself if you wish. And then we need some nut butter. I'm using almond butter. You can use cashew nut butter or any kind of nut butter or peanut butter if you want. And we also need some coconut oil and some raw cacao powder and some sweetener of your choice. I tend to use stevia in powder form. And we need some nuts and seeds. So this is where you have a lot of freedom. You can use the nuts you like. So the main filling, I'm going to use the cashews. So what I've got here is unsalted, unroasted cashews. And then I've got some pumpkin seeds and I've got some flaked almonds. And that's all you need. And to make an energy bar really couldn't be easier. Literally, we're just going to add all ingredients in there, mix it, and that's it. So we're going to add in 50 grams of ground almond. So just pop that in. And then 2 tablespoons of cacao powder. That goes in. If you like, you can add a sprinkle of maca powder, if that works for you. And then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of nut butter of your choice. So I'm going to be pretty rough with it. I'm not going to measure with tablespoons because it's quite sticky. I'm going to just eyeball it. So that's about probably just over a tablespoon and then a little bit more, something like that. And then we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. So I'm going to just use a tablespoon. The brown color is coming from the cacao powder. And then we're going to add in some sweetener. So the quantity you need is entirely up to you. Depends on what kind of sweetener you use. So with the powdered stevia, I'm going to add in about 2 to 4 teaspoons. And you can tell the quantity here is really quite rough. So you probably need to taste the mixture to decide. So I'm going to go probably just under 4 teaspoons. And now take a spatula or an egg beater and you just mix everything together to create the base. And just mix it thoroughly. I think I'm going to switch to an egg beater. Okay, that should do it. And it's important to mix everything thoroughly so you don't get sort of lumps of the ingredients. Okay, so now we're going to add in the nuts. So the main filling for me, I'm going to use cashews, but you can use any nuts you like. So what I've got here is about roughly 60 grams of cashews. This is really a recipe. You don't have to be super precise. As long as you have enough base to bind the nuts together, you can go crazy. So I'm going to just add in 60 grams of the cashews and give it a quick mix. Well, in fact, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more, a few more nuts in there. I just fancy to have a bit more nuts in there. Just make sure all the nuts are coated evenly. And guess what? It's almost done. So now we're going to pour it into a container. So what I've got here is a container that's kind of a square shape. And we're going to line the container with a piece of cling film. So this will prevent the mixture from sticking, and we can just lift it up once it's set. And now just pour in the mixture into the container. It should fit okay. Just make sure everything's in there, never waste anything. Beautiful. Okay, just give it a tidy up and a little tap. And now the only thing that's left to do is to sprinkle some toppings. So half of it I'm going to sprinkle with the pumpkin seeds. So I just roughly go like this. You can use anything you like. You can use chia seeds, poppy seeds, anything, as long as it sits nicely on top. And then the other half I'm going to sprinkle with flaked almonds and just be free. It will all come out really well, I'm sure. Give it another tap. Now we're going to cover the container with the cling film hanging out, so we're not covering the surface. And then just put a lid on. That's it. And then we're going to put this into the fridge to set. Okay, so the container will need to stay in the fridge for about 2-3 hours before it's set, and then we can take it out and cut it up. But I'm cheating today, so I actually put it in my freezer, and it should take probably about an hour for it to set. But obviously you need to remember to take it out, or you're going to end up with ice lollies. And talking about ice lollies, if you've been making the keto ice cream that I showed a couple of weeks ago, you can use the same recipe to create ice lollies. So this is another way to use the recipe. So what you do is that you can get sort of ice lolly molds like this, and then it's got like individual molds in there. So you can create ice lollies like this. So it comes with a mold, and it's got a stick that's reusable. So all you have to do is to put the mixture in there, and then you end up with ice lollies like this. How cute is that? So the great thing about the lollies is that obviously it's really fun to eat, but also with the ice cream, when you take it out of the freezer, very often you have to wait for 10-15 minutes for it to soften. And if that's too much for you, you can just turn them into ice lollies, so you can eat them straight out of the fridge. Just wanted to share that with you, and I've been eating this almost every day. They're so delicious and refreshing. So there you go. There's another way you can use your ice cream recipe. Okay, here we go. So the mixture has been in the freezer for about 40 minutes. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Let's take the lid off. So it's set completely. So what we want to do is lift it out of the container. And this is when the cling film has become very useful. So we're gonna just grab it and just ease it out of the edge. It should come out quite easily. So I removed the cling film, and now we're going to cut into the shape we want. So I think I'm aiming at the sort of a bar type of shape. So let's do it this way. Let me just divide it in half. So you need a pretty sharp knife so you can cut through the nuts and everything. So you can see that it's still a little bit crumbly. There's a little bit crack there, but that's okay. You just push it back and it will continue to set. And then I'm going to divide it into 1/3 on each side. I'll do my best. It might crack in the middle. That's why you need a really sharp knife. That's going okay. And then same thing I'm going to do with sunflower seeds. So this bit is a little bit crumbly. Okay, and then I'm going to cut in the middle the bar. So that's it. It's still a little bit soft. It's perfectly okay. So let me just pick up one piece here. So you can see that's beautiful. It's like a chocolate bar, but more. You see what I mean? So here we go. That's our energy bars. And I probably could have left them in the freezer a little bit longer. They're starting to melt a little bit. But at the moment, it's almost like a fudge kind of texture right now. So I'm going to take a quick bite. Oh, it's so creamy. I mean, to be honest, this is totally nice to eat right now, but it's a little bit sticky, as you can see. But if you leave them in the fridge overnight, once you cut them and then pop them back in the fridge and leave them overnight, they'll firm up. So normally what I do is I just take a really small Tupperware and then just pop 2 or 3 of them in the container and just pop into my bag. And you know, they're good to eat anytime. So there you go, that's your keto vegan energy bar. It's a little bit sticky right now, but it tastes heavenly. So give it a try. So follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I post the food I eat on a regular basis and also recipes from this channel. So check out my Instagram. So once again, thank you so much for your support and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.